I'm starting to lose a lot of trust with these brands when they're so vague about their descriptions. I wanted to ask you guys, like, do you think that when it comes to these brands' websites, they should go into more details about the type of leather, the type of metal, and like the more nitty-gritty of the finishes? Because when I go on the Gucci website, I honestly think that them just saying black leather, it's not really that descriptive to me. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Jess. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. I really just love coming back and making a YouTube video, talking to you guys about handbags. I do try and put out videos like as much as I can. So yeah, and in a way for me it's been great focusing on making YouTube as well, because it makes me realize that I should spend more time being creative, because I kind of have this mindset that I need to, you know, work, but not focus on my creative side. And I think actually maybe I could be quite successful if I focused more on being creative. So yeah, I mean, my YouTube has definitely in a way made me think differently about my life, and I want to thank you guys for recognizing my channel as well. So yeah, I'm trying to grow my channel a little bit. Like I'd love to get to 10,000 subs this year, which I think is totally possible. Actually, I've been thinking about making this video for a few days. On the weekend, I went shopping with my friend, just window shopping. I ended up going to Gucci, and I noticed the Diana bag. I actually tried on this little cute top handle bag. My friend really liked it in the orange, and he was thinking to get it, but it was actually $5,300, which I didn't realize was that expensive. And I had a little look at the Diana bag as well. I thought it was quite nice, but I don't know guys, when I saw the leather, because I was actually talking to my friend about pigskin, because I was looking at some vintage Hermes bags that were in peau pork, and it was like, I don't know, when I saw the Diana bag, it seemed to me like the grain of it was similar to pigskin, because I'd been recently looking at pigskin, and I don't know if pigskin is the most expensive type of leather. I think if you buy pigskin at Hermes these days, it's actually rather expensive. It's actually more expensive than like Epsom. But I think back in the day, pigskin was like a cheaper leather. Pigskin is cheaper to buy than calfskin. So when it comes to luxury bags, pigskin is not always like the most luxurious choice. However, I don't think pigskin is like, it can be delicate if it's not finished. So if it's like an unfinished pigskin, it can kind of get watermarks and stuff, but I think in terms of durability, it's quite hard and hearty leather. But I know some people wouldn't want to buy pigskin because, you know, there's some cultures that don't eat pork. Also, maybe there's some people who just don't like pigskin. So anyways, I kind of rambled a bit there, but the Diana bag that I saw in the store, I just thought, oh, kind of looks like pigskin, but I'm not sure. So I asked the sales associate, what leather is this? Is this pigskin? And she's like, oh, she seemed a little bit unsure, and she said, it's calfskin. And I was like, okay. And I kind of like, she seemed a bit unsure, so I was like, oh, okay, like, you know, I know that not all sales associates know everything that there is to know when it comes to leather in the stores, because, you know, there's new stuff coming in all the time. And, you know, some people don't know all the training. A lot of people who work in these stores don't actually know much about the brand. I know that sounds crazy. I mean, all these brands, you're supposed to go through training and that sort of thing, but it doesn't always happen. And there's just some people who are more knowledgeable about leathers and bags than others. So, I don't know, maybe she was knowledgeable about these things, but I just had some doubt when she said it was calf. I was just like a little bit doubtful. So after my shopping trip, I went home and I went on the Gucci website and I had a look at the Diana bag, and I wanted to see what leather it would say it would be. And it just says black leather. And I'm like, black leather, okay, interesting. So it doesn't actually specify calfskin, lambskin, goatskin, pigskin. Interesting. So I go on the chat, the live chat, and I'm pretty sure I was speaking to a robot. So the convo went something along the lines of, like, you know, I was saying, what leather is this? And they responded with, most of our bags are made in calfskin. I'm like, okay, well, most of them are. Okay, I kind of knew that already. A lot of brands are calfskin because it's a more common leather, usually comes from the meat industry, people eating beef, this sort of thing. And then they kind of waited, they had it to take some time, and then they came back to me and said, oh, this Diana bag is in calfskin. And then they also suggested to me a smooth Diana bag, which was interesting because the smooth one does seem like calfskin to me, but then the grainy one, I feel like, honestly, when I saw the texture, I still feel like it could be pigskin, but again, I don't know, so I'm not saying whether it is or isn't. And I was like, okay, they're saying it's calfskin, interesting. But I kind of was a little bit suspicious because I don't know why Gucci don't actually specify on their description if it's pigskin or calfskin. And I know, guys, a lot of you guys won't care about this. Like, I did a poll on my Instagram saying, like, do you guys care what leather this is? And some people are like, who cares what leather? And I think when it comes to luxury, not everybody is going to care about the quality of the leather or the style of the leather or the finish of the leather, the quality of the hardware. They're just kind of going for the design and the label. And I'm not saying that that's bad if you do that, but I don't know. Personally, for me, I like to know the nitty gritty of the bag, because if I don't know what leather it is, then I don't know how it's gonna wear, and I just like to know these things. Curious about this Diana bag. So I did a little bit more research, and I noticed that the vintage Diana bags were made in pigskin. So this made me kind of question it more, thinking, oh, if they're basing this Diana bag on a vintage bag, which they are, I mean, maybe it is pigskin. But if they're not specifying on their website that it's pigskin, I think that is a little bit... I think it's not right, because honestly there are people who would care that it's pigskin. Like, as I said, people who don't eat pork will probably not necessarily want to buy a pigskin bag. Pigskin, yeah, that is a type of leather that you would want to say. And I imagine that if people found out that it was pigskin and they weren't aware and it was against their, you know, whatever thing, then it might be a problem, right? So I wanted to ask you guys, like, do you think that when it comes to these brands' websites, they should go into more details about the type of leather, the type of metal, and like the more nitty-gritty of the finishes? Because when I go on the Gucci website, I honestly think that them just saying black leather, it's not really that descriptive to me. And then when people are like if I go to a sales associate and they give me an answer, but how am I supposed to like completely trust them because it's just their sales associate? Like, I think if it's on the website, it's a little bit more clear and definite. Now the client services also, I feel like I was talking to a robot, so I don't know if I can trust it, right? So if you go onto, like, for example, this brand that I was introduced to by a Jen. Hi Jen, if you're watching, like Joseph Duclos. This is a very kind of high-end brand. Their bags are quite expensive, but they're all handmade and they're, I've heard, really good quality. If you go into the details on their website about their bag, they go into like really intricate details about the type of leather in every section of the bag and the finishing. So they say that the outer leather is a heritage calf semi-vegetable leather without finishing, which allows patina. So this is like what I want to hear for me when I'm buying a luxury bag, right? Like, I don't know. Is that too much to ask? Like, maybe it is. Like, they're saying the leather pocket is in calf, then they've got goat skin. Even they go down to the hardware saying it's made of gilded and engraved brass. So it's actually, they're saying it's brass coated in gold. So that's, you know, good to know. And they just go into a little bit more detail than somewhere like Gucci that just says orange leather. Orange leather, what, just on the inside, or it's just on the outside, I guess. They could say orange leather on the outside, right? Shiny antique gold toned hardware. Gold toned. So is it plastic? Like, is it, like, what is it? And it says it comes with 2 decorative leather belt handle shapers as shown. Okay, yes, we see that. Microfiber lining with suede-like finish. Okay. Well, they told us that. That's good. A double G interior open pocket, bamboo handles. Yep. Web strap. Yeah. So they do go into a little bit of detail. If I go into, say, a brand like Chanel, all they say is small backpack, for example, grained shiny calfskin and gold tone metal. And they call this lilac. This color really looks like Morph Sylvester. Like, I love this color. So grained shiny calfskin. They don't even talk about the inside of the bag with this one. So Chanel is super vague with their descriptions. Too hard these days, and especially with Chanel, with the amount of finishing that they put on the leather, it can actually be quite hard to distinguish what kind of leather it even is. And how can you trust it? Like, I just feel like I'm starting to lose a lot of trust with these brands when they're so vague about their descriptions. Particularly with, like, the quality issues. I know, guys, this is so cliche YouTuber complaining, but I'm just saying, like, my friend the other day bought a Chanel mini, and she brought it home, and it already started peeling near the back pocket. I'm just like, if this is, like, a full-grained leather, why is the top coat, like, peeling off already? Like, they're obviously, like, doing something to the top layers, like, painting over it with some thick, or maybe we don't even know if it's full grain leather, right? Maybe they're using bonded leather, like, they don't really specify, right? So how am I supposed to trust them? Like, I'm not saying they are, but with the way that that bag was wearing, it just seemed like the underneath bit was some fluffy stuff, like, and even the way you see some of the Chanel 19s wearing is very questionable, and a good quality leather bag shouldn't, like, reveal that stuff underneath in that way. Like, yes, leather can wear, but I don't know, guys. I feel like when brands become a particular price, especially with, like, a brand like Chanel, for example, who is raising their price yet again to an astronomical amount, like, shouldn't you go into the nitty-gritty of a bag? Because that specifies the quality and how you're supposed to look after the bag as well. But perhaps people just don't care about the quality of bags anymore, guys. Like, because it seems like people don't care about the type of the leather. People don't care about the type of the hardware. People don't care about how you're supposed to look after it. They don't care how long it lasts for. And maybe they're just buying it because they're addicted to buying handbags and they want a new handbag every week. And it doesn't matter if it lasts a long time. And it's okay if it just sits there for a few, and you can just take a few photos with it. Because I think at this stage, the amount of bags that are being churned out by every single brand, not all brands, like maybe a brand like Joseph Duclos is not, like, churning them out, but they're just churning them out and they're acting like they're exclusive and rare when they're not. There's always a new bag. There's always something new coming out. We don't even know exactly what the leather of these bags are anymore. What the hell are we paying for, guys? Like, I just feel like when it comes down to things like this, these details, these are things that to me sell bags to me. Like, I need to know all the details of the leather. Like, honestly, well, not all the details, but just, like, you know, what is the leather? Like, that, at least we need to know that, guys. Like, we just at least we need to know that. Black leather is not cutting it for me, guys. Like, this is just, like, is that too much to ask, guys? I just think it's being extremely, like, shady. It's kind of like, it's like they're hiding something, I feel. Like, I can't trust them. So, anyways, I just wanted to talk about that. Yeah, that was just on my mind. But let me know, guys, like, what do you think about these brands' descriptions? Do you care that much about quality, or do you mainly just buy for the brand and the design? Because I think that is why a lot of these brands can charge as much as they do, because they are that brand, and a lot of people just buy for the brand. I also buy for the brand. I have a lot of Hermes bags, which is a brand. Like, I don't have any Joseph Duclos bags, which is a lesser known brand in the, I guess, the mainstream social media. But, you know, I'm thinking, like, maybe I'm starting to reflect on myself too and think, like, maybe I really should look at brands that are lesser known, and I'm actually paying for the quality and the leather more than, you know, this kind of just, I don't know, this facade. Like, it's not actually, is it even luxury if it's not super high quality? Like, I don't know, they're not being transparent enough for me. Yeah, anyways, I just wanted to talk about that today. So thanks for watching my video, and I'll talk to you on my next one. Bye!